welcome to episode 92 of Radio Free Endor. I'm Jamie, and with me, as always, is my son, Christopher. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, everything's going great. We finally got Grogu back after 2 years. No clue where he's been. He's just popped back up.
Somehow, Grogu came back.
And
I've already seen that meme.
new ship as well.
Where's that come from?
Yeah, no
You know
clue.
what I mean?
No clue.
Yep. Ain't got a clue either. No, we don't know. So, if
But
you've
happy to
not
be
guessed,
here.
the Mandalorian season 3 is back, and of course, we'll also be covering 2 episodes of the Bad Batch and the Bad Batch reports, of course. Now we are slightly behind, but it's because I've been busy, and Christopher, you've certainly been busy. You've been all over the place, haven't you? You've just come back from Paris, where you went over there to get a rubber duck, a Darth Vader rubber duck.
Yes. Yes. It's got quite a funny one. Here you go. Ooh, here's the Darth Vader
nice.
rubber duck.
Okay.
And obviously, what I do as a trade is I do programming as a trade. What I do as a job. And there's a thing in programming when you get stuck and you have a problem, you debug. So that means debugging the code, looking for it, trying to find the errors. But normally, sometimes you don't get there. So there's a type of debugging, and it'll come back around, called rubber duck debugging. Is basically you get yourself a rubber duck. Mine is a Darth Vader one.
Yeah.
And you speak to it like you are explaining it the problem. You know, this is how this works. This does that. And you find the problem a lot of the time by just, instead of like just going through it in your head, by actually speaking it out loud.
Yeah.
You actually can find it. So it's quite a funny one for sure. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, Holly was like, oh, I have to get you. I was like, no, I don't need one. But now I have one added to my collection. I'll be cherishing this Darth Vader rubber duck for a while.
Oh, beautiful. And it's a fine rubber duck, I have to say. Did you happen to nip into Disneyland? Not actually to Disneyland Paris, of course, but to the district, the market district of Disneyland.
Yes, I did.
And any new merch?
There was one or two pieces. So obviously I went to Paris to celebrate the engagement. The engagement, my engagement to my partner Holly. And we were at Arc de Triomphe. That's the big archway in Paris. And we got off a metro stop, and literally across the track was the line A, and at the end of line A is Disneyland Paris.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I literally said to Holly, "Oh, should we jump on it? Should we go down there? You know, obviously I'm not paying for a ticket to go in,
Yeah.
because we're here for Paris, but just 2-3 hours down there, have an evening meal there, and come back." And Holly was like, "Yeah, let's go." So obviously we went down there. A lot of merchandise, to be fair, but it felt very different to as a kid, in a way. Like as a kid, you'd see the merchandise there and be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! I'll buy it," you know, because I'm at the parks. But now it's very much like, I've seen that on Shop Disney. That is also on Shop Disney. Pretty much a lot of the merch these days, they also just sell on Shop Disney. So
Yeah.
it's that thing of like, whilst I could buy, you know, Holly bought a Disneyland Paris 30th anniversary Spirit jersey. She could have just bought one in the UK, but it's slightly different because it's one from them. Where I didn't really see any Star Wars pins, anything. There was one or two really nice pieces of female clothing around Grogu, Mandalorian, and Ahsoka, but parts of parts of things they stitched onto the clothes just like ruined it. So it was like, I don't really like that. So not much there. But a pleasant evening of my monthly giving money to Disney.
Yeah. And there's going to be plenty more of that in the next couple. Well, the end of this month and into the very next month, isn't it? Really? Because
What's happening at the end of this month?
do you know what? It's it's getting closer and closer. It's Star Wars Celebrations, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yes.
coming up.
When's the date?
Before
I've totally forgot the date.
it is the 7th to the 10th of April, 2023. Right, let's get into the news section, and then we can talk about the bits and bobs. Okay,
Yeah, of course.
let's get into the news. Right now, the news section. There's supposed to be a little jingle there, but I did borrow. Would you believe it, Christopher? A little Steam box. This little box that you can put little jingles to. Yeah, from your brother.
Hmm.
I brought it up here. Not seen it. Do you know where it is? Your other brother's got it. It's plugged into his PC.
Oh,
Your younger brother. Yeah.
that
So,
definitely sounds like something Nicholas would do. Oh, that's on the side. I'll take that.
gone. Yeah, he's used it now. Says, I want to use that. And he goes, oh, I've got to unplug it. I've got to unplug it and put it back in. And I was like, no, don't worry about it then. Oh well. So so anyway, Star Wars Celebrations, as we know, is approaching real fast. I have got most of my costume here. I've got to alter certain bits of it. I'm at a deadline. I've got to do the rest of Nicholas's, and I've got to make my wife, Nikki's Cara Dune. She wants to go as Cara Dune. And I'm wondering how many other people are going to be dressed as Cara Dune this year. Because at the end of the day, she is a fan favorite, isn't she?
Is she?
Of course she is. Of course she is. Everyone loves her.
I had. She's been a bit busy.
She's always busy
Sent off
now.
planet.
Oh yes, she is. Yes, of course. Yes. Now, I was just looking over the guests, and there is a couple, of course, that's been announced, and I'm not sure if we covered them last time, but Warwick Davis's two kids have now been added: Annabelle Davis and Harrison Davis. Now, Harrison Davis, if I remember rightly, played an Ewok in The Rise of Skywalker, and he played Wicket's son. You just saw him waving like this, at the Empire. And Annabelle Davis, couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. All I know is she was in Willow. You know what I mean? Don't know what she was in a Star Wars film. So I'm just clicked on her bio, of course. See if I can come up. I'll just share the screen because it's quite interesting actually. Windows. There we go. So her screen is this. That's her bio. That's official Star Wars Celebrations bio of Annabelle Davis. Blank. There's nothing on it.
Who is she?
Yeah.
I don't even think I know.
Yeah, it's just blank. There's nothing there. That is fantastic. Whoever's doing their website, let's give them a clap. Yeah, let's give them a clap. They've probably just gone, I don't know. They know what she's been in. Let's put a photo on. Let's go for lunch. Job done. You know what I mean?
Yep. To be fair, I saw that they announced a few more, and I was thinking, wait, a week ago they said everyone's been announced, and they've just announced 4 more people.
Yeah, and there you go. Harrison Davis. He played Pommet the Ewok. That's it. At least he's got something. So, like I said, he played an Ewok, yeah? But what did his sister play in Star Wars? It doesn't say. It does not say. Oh, I don't know. If you like, let's click on Ewan McGregor. Yeah, let's click on his guest profile. Obi-Wan Kenobi, of course. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. Rab out Gwendolyn Christine. Let's look at hers. Look at her bio. Look at that. That tells you everything. Gwendolyn Christine was one of the most exciting, unique actresses working today. Blah, 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 blah. Loads of it. Ewan McGregor just got Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's all you need, isn't it? Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, we know. Ewan McGregor. You don't need to know. You already know it just by looking at him. He played Obi-Wan Kenobi. What else do you want to know? Yeah. Let's go down. Let's put Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen, shall we? Guest profile. Galen Erso. That's it. How lazy is that? Rabat Jonas Sutamo, wherever his name is, who played Chewbacca. Chewbacca.
Is that Chewbacca? I
Yeah,
couldn't
he
tell.
plays Chewbacca. He took over from the great Peter Mayhews. Yeah. Who else should we go on to? Rabat Ming Na Wen. Right. Beautiful Ming. Look at her. She's got a bio. I mean, she's got a bio. Ming Na Wen, first one attention, touching kind of. Right. But where's everyone else's? It's like, well, let's go on to what?
Rosie O'Dawson.
That's it. Rosie O'Dawson. Ahsoka Tano. That's it. But look at hers. Massive. So it's like they're really lazy writing stuff. Let's go to the Emperor himself, Ian McDiarmid. Let's have a look. That's it. Sith Lord Darth Sidious, Emperor Palpatine. You know, everyone, he was in other stuff. Believe me, he was
I
in other
don't
stuff.
even know who Darth Sidious is.
Yeah. Is that with the hood or without a hood? We don't know.
I don't know.
Look at that, James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, you could say, hey, hold on. So Ewan McGregor played Obi-Wan Kenobi, but James Arnold Taylor did his voice. Could be. Could be. He's a good guy, actually. I like listening to him. Yeah, Rabat, your favorite, your boy, Hayden Christensen. Let's have a look. He just played Anakin Skywalker. That was it.
That was it. Never did anything else in Star Wars.
Don't need anything else. Yeah. Anyone real famous? Let's have a look. Warwick Davis. Now, Warwick Davis should have something. Let's have a look. Right. Yes. Look at that. He's got a teeny weeny little bit about Wicket W. Warwick. But he's got a bit of a look. Look, it says there. Look, he played Ewoks. He was in Return of the Jedi. He was in Merlin, Maleficent, Hitchhiker's Guide, Labyrinth. Oh, look at that! Prince Caspian and the Dawn Trader, Harry Potter, the Leprechaun movies, Life's Too Short. Wow, gone to town with him. Yeah, but Rabat, that Vivian Blair. Yeah, played. She's got one. She's got one, Chris. Right. She's just currently finished filming Rob Savage's Stephen King's Bogeyman for 21 Laps Entertainment. Boom.
Wow.
Well, what do you reckon to that, Chris? You know, this is the official Star Wars celebrations, and they can't be bothered to fill out some of the bios on them.
I think that well, they need to fill out the bios. People are still handing the money over.
Yeah, but it's like you know, bless her, Annabelle Davis. She was in Willow, but she wasn't in Star Wars. Because if she was, wouldn't it be there? Would it be just there?
For sure. And the thing is, obviously, like that. Why do we go to Star Wars? You know, why do we go? Why? And it's that also that really weird thing that Star Wars Celebrations is not just for Star Wars; it's also for like things like Indiana Jones as well. Sometimes,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's more Lucasfilm celebrations sometimes, but I'm very excited for all of these. I think that there's been some really questionable pricing of late around the tickets, especially on reselling the tickets. People are selling them through the roof. And secondly, on photo opportunities, crazy. Because going into photo opportunities, they've now put up the opportunity to join multiple characters together. So you can join, you know, Ewan McGregor and Christian Haydenson, or the Ahsokas, both of them together, or you know, Hayden Christensen and Ian McDermott, Palpatine and
Mhm.
Darth Vader. Well, it's not really Darth Vader; it's more like Anakin, but take what you want.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and some of the pricing's really weird around them. For example,
Yeah, I remember you saying this.
if you want to have Ewan McGregor and Christian Henderson, you're basically paying the price for each photo opportunity separately together. So double the
Yeah,
price basically,
yeah.
plus both of them together. Pretty much there. Great. If you're gonna do Ian McDermott and Hayden Christensen, it's like £10 cheaper, I think. So it's like, oh,
Mm.
okay, a little bit of a discount. But then the really confusing ones are in the Clone Wars sector. And
Yeah.
I said to Holly, like, when the original guest listings came out, I looked through it and was like, oh, I really want, a dual photo or more. And I was like, oh, they're not selling them. They're only selling like individuals.
Mm.
So me and Holly, we bought Ashley Eccleston because she was the one out the four that we most wanted at that moment. So it was like, yep, great. She was really expensive. I can't remember what she was off the top of my head to the photo, but I think she was like £190 to be fair. So
Oh,
not
bloody hell.
pocket
Mm.
change. Let's see.
Yeah, it seems. Cool.
Yeah, there you go. Here we go. She was Ashley Ecclestein. She was £169 for hers. £169. Me and Holly said yes. That's one person we definitely want to photo with, and Hayden Christensen.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought them, and they was like, oh, but what about Baker and Lantern and Taylor and obviously Ecclestein, and they put that up as a quad photo. I
Yeah.
literally went and looked at it, and I was like, £199. Hold up. For a photo with just Ashley is £169,
Yeah.
but a photo with 4 people in is £199. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And what makes it even funnier is that the quad photo is more money than a photo with Ashley,
Hmm.
but the trio photo, so with Ashley Ecclestein,
Mm.
Ahsoka,
Mm.
Matt Lantern, who is obviously Anakin,
Yes.
and I forgot his first name, James Taylor.
Yeah. James Arnold Taylor.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan is £159, so it's £10 cheaper than a photo with just Ashley.
Yeah. Strange, isn't it?
And I sit here and I think, who's coming up with these prices? Because surely they would have looked at the page and thought, a photo by herself is more expensive
Mm.
than a photo with 3 people in. What
Yeah.
cuts are all these getting? It
It's
makes no sense.
it's weird. It's weird. You know what I mean? Because to have one person and you're thinking that's a lot of money, a lot of wonga for one person, but you can get all 4 for like an extra 50 quid. Is that what? It's bonkers.
Exactly. And like Ahsoka duo, so that's both the Ahsokas, it's £339.
Mm.
And okay, yeah, that's more, but it's really confusing though, because you would think, oh, Ahsoka duos is £339.
Mhm.
Oh, is Rosie Rosie O'Dawson worth more than 3 other voice actors put together?
Yeah.
It honestly feels that all of these pricings are definitely done not by Star Wars Celebrations, but by like agents. Like, oh, here's your price range. Like they've probably said, oh, we expect all signatures to be between £50 and 150 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, yep, £150 it is then. Everyone's going for 150 or around 100, and that's okay. It's just like some of the pricings are so weird. It's like Billy D. Williams is £269. And
God.
Billy D. Williams is only £10 more expensive than Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Um, yeah, go on.
Ewan McGregor is £40 more expensive than Hayden Christensen. And literally, James Arnold Taylor, who plays all the clones, his photo opportunity by himself is £104. Like, they just don't make sense. They
No,
just
it's weird.
don't make sense. The pricing is like
Um,
it, and this was the other thing, was that you could upgrade your ticket, right? So
yeah.
me and Holly took our Ashley Ecclestein
Mm,
photo opportunity and upgraded it to a duo. You think, great, only 30 quid more to get 4 characters.
yeah, yeah.
But there's this thing that, I've read a lot on Facebook pages, and like I've saw some people like, I've got like 6 photo opportunities, and then someone's like, how the hell are you doing that? And they know it's just money. I'll just build up tons of debt for it. And it's like,
God damn.
it's a hard balance of like
Yeah.
using your hard-earned money, your saving money, and just
Mm,
going into deep debt to do it.
yeah, it's true.
Um,
Chris, now you've booked for is it for the Ahsoka duo?
mhm.
Yeah, you've booked for both the Ahsokas.
No, we've booked
No,
for. So
for
currently, I
it's
have
Baker, Epstein, Lantern, and Taylor. Yeah,
Clone Wars 15th anniversary quad. Yes.
yeah, anniversary quad. Yeah. Now, when you book your tickets, I can't believe that's just 200 quid. You know what I mean? For all 4, right? Did it come with what time or date? Because it just says time to TBD to
No, literally,
like
yeah. So we have a ticket for the day, but they could say 3 p.m. Oh, the vote opportunity is 3 p.m. till 4 p.m. Be there, or you don't get it. So, like, yeah. And I
I'll,
really don't know. I really feel like in this moment,
hmm,
we're like, are people actually buying photos? Or is like, I know, autographs? Or are people gonna get there and then their lines are gonna be like, where is all the people? And then they're
mm,
gonna stick a sign up saying 50% off, and all the people are gonna flood in.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Because it does feel like there's no litmus test if these prices are good or not.
yeah,
And like, it makes it confusing when 4 people's £200, but then one person by herself is 180. I don't know.
yeah.
It's very
It's
weird pricing for sure.
yeah. So that's £200. Let's go to where is she? Well, D. Badley Baker on its own is £105. £105 on his own. Yeah. So that's 100. Ashley Exxon is £169 on her own. Right. So that's 270, say. Yeah. And then you've got who else? Who else you got? James Arnold Taylor. Yeah. He's £104. So that's 300 370 something, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Matt Lantin on top of that, another £104. Right. So just let's round it up. So let's say round it up to 100 quid. Yeah. 100 quid. So that's £400 for a photo each. Yet you could get all 4 for 200. That's
Well,
weird.
this is the thing. And I have this really bad feeling about both of them. I'm not getting my expectations up. I feel like at the autograph desk, I keep saying this every episode, it's going to be a conveyor belt. You're not going to speak to the celebrity, you're going to speak to their agent. What do you
Yeah,
want on
you are.
there? Oh, £35 extra, please. Yep. Oh, hi, sign, now leave. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the photos will be
Yeah.
exactly the same. Like,
It's well, you will get to pick, aren't you? There's always on the table. You get to pick which scene you want them in. Yeah, I don't like that conveyor belt system. I really don't. The worst one, I think I must have said it, and I apologize to the viewers if I'm repeating myself. But when I got William Shatner's back in the day, I literally gave it to one guy. He passed it to another guy. That guy said, "What do you want? What's your name?" Right. So he went. I said Jamie Burns. So he wrote down Jamie on a bit of paper, passed it across with the picture to William Shatner, who was drunk. He was so out of it. Bless him. He's cleaned himself up now, but he was red face, cheek. It would just look down at the note and sign Jamie. And that was it. Then he passed it to the next guy, and then that guy passed it to me, and I was like, "What?" And his estimation just went straight there because he was the guy I went there to see. He was the guy that I wanted to meet, and I was like, "Huh," and it went straight in a file. Never even bothered to put it up. And my mate Big Mick, he put his hand out to shake his hand, and he just put his hand up and shook it. And the bloke went, "How dare you?" He goes, "No, you can't do that." Whoa, whoa, whoa. And he went, "Sorry, mate, I've already done it. See ya." And he walked. He walked. But I did. When we went to, we're probably repeating ourselves here, aren't we, as well, Chris? When we went to see Walker Stalker and you went to see Daryl Dixon, literally, but at least they chatted with you, didn't they? But that was his manager. You actually handed his manager money, and it was kind of weird because they were putting money into like a cigar box, weren't they?
Yeah.
Proper rock and roll.
Very much so.
Rock and roll,
Very
yeah.
much so.
Yeah. I'm just looking at these. Look, Obi-Wan and Leia, that's sold out. So Ewan McGregor. So that was look at that.
Who knew who wanted a photo opportunity?
Yeah, it's 350 quid for them two. Obi-Wan and young Leia. As if they can catch her, of course, because she'd be running all over the place. Yeah.
It does make you think sometimes. It's not in like the worst ways, but who is buying these photo opportunities? Like, I get that, and it's not me being critical. It's like we all have different, people we look up to, but like young Leia, it's like I don't expect to see a queue for young Leia.
No, I don't.
But I expect to see a queue for Bradley D. Baker or Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like this Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, Christian and McGregor. That was sold. That literally sold out as soon as they posted it. Gone, and that was 480 quid. 480 quid. You know what I mean?
Are you surprised?
No, not surprised at all. Straight away. Now I am surprised that that's not been sold out. Darth Vader and Palpatine.
To be fair, I was looking at it, and I was thinking about it, and I decided I didn't want to upgrade my photo of Hayden Christensen to that, because I think if I would Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid is the third person I'd want to get a photo of, because he's not too badly priced when you look at everything else. Been the Emperor for like 40 years, but still cheaper than Ahsoka. Confusing times for sure. But yeah, so I think for sure I might look at picking Palpatine up as my last photo opportunity.
Yeah. So just having a look at these photos. So a photo op is 209 quid, and with Darth Vader and Palpatine is 350 quid. So you're probably saving, right? Look at that. The price for that limited edition autograph, though, £500. £500, and you know what I mean, for those sold out for that metallic picture. Sold out. Please pick the day that fits you best. All sold out at the table. 209. So he's going to be a busy boy. So let's have a look at Ian McDiarmid as well. Ian McDiarmid on his own is £136. So yeah, you are saving. You are saving. Not much, to be fair.
Or like literally like 20 quid, but
yeah. To be fair,
It's a
not
save.
much.
It is a savior. You know, this is not a rip off. Everything here is a good price. Good price.
Let's have a look at Harrison Davis. Bless him. Photo op, 60 quid. What's that? AM Titchy? Eh? What's that? Titchy? What's that?
I do not know.
I don't even know what that means. Please pick the day. What is that? I'm gonna have to Google that. Is that like his character? No,
I don't even know.
no. Let's have a look at his sister. See if that says that. Annabelle Davis, bless her. Yeah, that's there as well. AM Titch. Am I missing something here, Chris? Oh, let's just go on to Billy D. Williams. What's this say? At table. They've misspelt them. Oh man. What are
And
these
people are still paying.
Oh God! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, go to Star Wars Celebrations official pics, and they've just added some new people, and they can't spell at table. They've put Tishby. Tishby. What the hell?
I don't want to put it like I don't want to put it lightly, but it's kind of like they're sitting in a dark room. And it's like, yeah. Oh, by the way, we spelt it wrong. Oh, really? Oh, we made so much money. They don't care.
People, they're probably clicking on, going, "Oh, that's new. Must be some kind of species from Star Wars. That's who she must be playing in Star Wars." That was it. Was it? Oh, what? It's just changed.
I don't know.
It's just changed, Chris. Let's have a look at his brother again. Her brother. Yeah, that's just changed.
Holly said to me she thinks it means at table in German.
But that's weird, isn't it? It's just changed.
Yes, it has.
That is bizarre. That is bizarre. But okay, fair enough. They're watching the show, Chris. They're watching the show, and we've just pointed out, and they've gone, quick. Let's change that. Let's see if they got a bio now as well. What the hell? Quick, just copy it off IMDb. Whatever you do, just get it in.
Yeah. To be fair, there is something else. There's another event happening right near Star Wars Celebrations that has signings, if you've not seen.
No? What's this one?
Well, I've got to put it up now. But it is.
You're putting in the private chat, and I can bring it up.
I'm pretty sure it's this. Let me just check. I should have really been more prepared.
You should have been.
That.
You see, that's how we fly. We fly by our pants here. We just go on the fly. We don't bother looking at anything. We just go for it, and hopefully for the best.
Here we go. Yes. Yes. Cantina 2. Cantina 2. Yes. They have people signing there. They have quite a lot of people, to be fair. £25 for an autograph, £10 £20 for a selfie. Bargain. And that is for the person who voice acted what's his name? The pod racer in episode 1.
The pod racer in episode 1. Jake Lloyd.
No. Yeah, look for them photos. Yeah,
these ones.
There you go. Look, them photos are what people are signing. There you go.
Right. So we've got Michael. Oh, I couldn't zoom in on this. Michael Calver, who played Captain Nadine. Right.
Exclusive VIP.
Yeah, VIP signing. We've also got Julian Glover, of course, General Veers. and Game of Thrones and Indiana Jones, of course. We've got Ken Colley, Admiral Pritt, Resistance broadcast. Well, Lewis McLeod, Lloyd,
There you go.
Sebulba, Sebulba.
That was it.
Your
Sebulba.
Panther Voodoo. Katina 2. Indigo O2. This ain't where the party's going on, is it?
Yes. Yes, it's a party, and they're doing some signings as well.
Oh, cool. Oh, that is mad. Let's have a look at this. Right, so let's go to that. Oh, is this? Yeah, of course. This is where they got. We talked about it, wasn't it? They got
Yes.
Darth Elvis.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like buying a VIP ticket myself for me and Holly, but then I feel really bad because if you don't buy a VIP ticket, it'd be like, bye.
Yeah.
To be fair, the VIP tickets are £112 per person.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Fancy Tracks. We love you. Come on, Mark. Sort us out, please. Yeah. Yeah. I think I might buy tickets for this anyway. Just to go. You know what I mean? Take the kids. So VIP sitting right, VIP sitting Indigo at O2's Kings Row, access to VIP entrance, access to private bar area, exclusive cantina lanyard, exclusive cantina pin, access to the VIP after show party hosted by Fancy Tracks, a DJ set by Celebration Stagecoach Atomic Blonde. Whoa! Right, so let's have a look at. Oh wow! Look at these.
A standard ticket will set you back £42. A VIP ticket will cost you 112, I believe it is 112.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think me and Dad me and Dad will be looking at buying the regular tickets for £42 each.
Yeah, I think so. See if we could get upgraded since we're celebrity podcasters. Yeah, so look, Watto is only £25 and a selfie 20 quid. Let's have a look. So Michael Culver is only 30 quid and a selfie 20. Let's have a look what Ken Colley, Admiral Pritt. Oh, it doesn't say. Perhaps if I click down these, they probably come up. Let's have a look. No. Oh, look. So you got Greedo, Paul Blake, Greedo. Are you up for shots with Greedo? Yeah. Oh, as long as you have your shot first. Yeah. Paul Casey is Admiral Radis. Yeah. From Rogue One, of course. Let's have a look at more. Oh, there he is. Julian Glover is only 30 quid. Bargain. He's a good actor. He's been in so much stuff. That's a good call there. I would pay 30 quid for his. No problem. Cardiff Republic Commando Scorch action figure signed by Ash. What? I haven't got that one. What? Signed by Ash. That's the guy who does his voice. Scorch. I'm sure I haven't got Scorch. Bloody hell. Right. Free tickets giveaway week 4. Oh, quick. Chris. Free tickets there. Giveaway. What else? Greedo is 30 quid. Yeah, that's really, really good. Do you know what I mean? I think,
Exactly.
yeah, we'll definitely have to go for that one. I think we'll have to just to have a bit of a party afterwards.
Yeah, it's standing, so obviously there's seating area, but it's more of a. I feel like it's more like a club event, and you don't really sit in a club. Like you can, but obviously VIP looks very cool, but they would really need to really show something special to make it worth £112 per person in my eyes. And then it's that thing of like you don't buy the tickets, they sell out, and then you're there, and it's like, oh,
Mm.
Harrison Ford, or you know,
Oh, can you
or
imagine it?
Mark Hamill just decided to turn up. Of course, he
Oh,
could
can you
go in the
imagine?
VIP area. You'd be like,
I'm
damn
yeah,
it.
go on.
Obviously,
I'm just gonna send Mark Newbold a quick question to say: Is Star Wars is the Cantina child friendly? Because we will have a sort of a
we
minor.
don't, and also we don't know.
Yeah,
This is the other question.
yeah. Is Cantina child friendly? There we go. So we'll see if we can get a response off him as we're going. Is Cantina 2 for kids? So is that what's over 13? Yeah.
Yeah.
Over 13. There we go. Right. Let's see if Mark's on the net. If he says yes, it is, I'll also say give us some VIP tickets right now. Because we
I think it'd
deserve
be
them.
really hard to get them at this point.
Yeah, to be fair, you know, what I mean, we love Mark Newbold, and he's been on. I've spoken to him no end of times. He's a great friend, and it'd be nice, but you know, there'll be an awful lot of people paying that price, so it'd be cheap. It's a bit cheeky of us to actually ask.
For sure.
Well, but I'm that kind of cheek. Yeah. So that's is that it, Chris? Have we covered all the bits and bobs of
I think we roughly have. You know, it's really Star Wars celebrations.
yeah,
Not much really is going on.
yeah,
There was some news-ish that came out about the Mandalorian just before season 3 started with Jon
yeah.
Favreau. But I think we should really cover that when we jump into the Mandalorian.
Okay. And we I don't know if anyone else saw this, because when you go onto Google, it'll often come up with these little snippets of news, and they said that Funko Pops were dumping a lot of Star Wars Funko Pops in a landfill. Don't know if it's a real story. I sent it to Chris to have a look at it. But that came up. What? Oh, really? Are they really losing that? Because when you think about it, how many Funko Pops are in the world? Yeah, I mean, billions. Billions. I bet there's more Funko Pops than there is human beings in this world. But yeah. What else was that? So I'm just on Fantasy Tracks now. Quickly, Andy Serkis said he's willing to play Snoke again. If they do like a prequel season, you know, but I don't know. Depends how Jon Favreau wants to go with the stories of from the Mando. But we'll, as we say, we'll get into that. On Jedi News, just quickly going down. Skywalker Sound wins 2 awards for Cinema Audio Society in the 59th Annual Awards for Top Gun Maverick, and the 6th episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, for the 6th episode of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series for the sound. That's not bad. That's about it. Yes. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. So yeah, that was the end of the news. Ba-boom. Right, Chris, what should we head into first? Bad Batch or Mandalorian? What do you want to do? It's up to you. Bad Batch, Mandalorian, Bad Batch, Mandalorian, Bad Batch.
Do we want to see
what is it?
I
What you
think
do?
we should go with the Bad Batch first.
Bad Batch. Sure. Let's go to the Bad Batch report. Here we go. Right. The Bad Batch report. Now, we are slightly behind, as you probably are aware. So we are going to be covering 2 episodes roughly, quickly, you know what I mean, because time's getting on. So we've got The Crossing and The Retrieval. So it's episode 9, The Crossing, and episode 10, The Retrieval. Now, I'll read the synopsis of The Crossing. Right. Sid sends the Bad Batch to extract some Ipsium mineral from a mine she recently purchased. But during the expedition, their ship is stolen. Forced to trek towards a spaceport, they are buried inside another mine where they recover Ipsium to detonate by a lightning storm. Their recovered Ipsium is detonated by a lightning storm. Having trouble dealing with the recent sudden turnabouts, Omega discovers an Ipsian vein, but while trying to harvest it, she and Tech get separated from the others and have a talk about adopting to change in life, changes in life before they find an alternative way out. They find the spaceport abandoned, but manage to contact Sid, who grudgingly agrees to pick them up in a few days. So that's the crossing. This is what I would call a filler episode. 100% a filler episode. What do you reckon to it, Chris?
I quite like this episode, to be fair. It spoke a lot to me. It did speak a lot to me more than normally. I thought that as a neurodivergent, that I am, I think, you know, each one of the Bad Batch are different, and sometimes, you know, we have people in our life that emotions don't seem to affect them. They don't think about things, they don't show emotions, you know, things happen. Some people are more emotional than others. And I think the episode had really touching moments for Tech, and him explaining to Amiga that, you know, he does care and he does think about it and worry, but he has to think about moving forward and the logical steps to the world. And I see that a lot around me with people in life, and for Tech to have that moment, I thought was very, very well thought of. About obviously about Echo, not Echo leaving.
Well, it is about Echo leaving.
Yeah, Echo, it is Echo.
Yeah. It was very much a the way everybody deals with loss, you could say. You know what I mean? Because Hunter has got his way of dealing with it. Same as Wrecker. And Tech is very he's techie, isn't he? He's techie. He's very techie. So he's very computer-like. He's always doing the odds. He's like a protocol droid. And Amiga feels like he hasn't got much emotion. But he has, but in his own way. And this episode is like them two bonding. And, you know, because she's bonded with, because you'd never think that she would have bonded with Echo in a way, but she really did. And now it was that time to bond with Tech, with Tech. No, to be fair, I did like this episode. And I thought when the lad, we'll get to him in part 2, steals their ship, I was like, do they not lock it? Do they just leave it there? You know what I mean? And when Hunter says to Wrecker, keep an eye on the ship, and he goes, oh, I will. Yeah. It was like he's looking, but where you see them landing, it's round the corner. I was thinking, where we see it from across the valley, looking at them, they look like we could see where he's standing and where the ship is. But of course, where Wrecker's standing, if he looked, you won't be able to see the ship. You know what I mean? You know, he's not that thick. You know what I mean? But they needed the story to progress, I suppose. And I did like the idea of them, you know, searching these abandoned mines and for this Ipsium mineral and how explosive it was. But, you know, bless it, just on time, massive thunderstorm coming. There was some, you know, graphically, you could say, you know, it will look really, really good. But like I say, it was a bit of a filler episode for me. I was expecting some kind of alien in the tunnels, maybe, or something, or eggs. You know what I mean? But it didn't. And when they found that that waterfall that took them down to another area, I thought that was good. I love the. To be fair, I love the water effect, and I loved how the neon glow of the Ipsian. It looked really nice. You know what I mean? Look good on it. It would look good on a screensaver. Yeah, that's what I thought that one
for sure. Yeah. And I thought that I thought that, you know, obviously a lot of bits of the Clone Wars and
Mm.
Bad Batch, they always have like a MacGuffin, you know,
Yeah, yeah, it's
something
got to
to
be a
do,
MacGuffin. Yeah, yeah.
something to do, something to deal with, and you know, and I thought what was the funny thing about this episode, that the highlight was obviously the conversation between um, Tech and Amiga about loss of Echo,
Yeah.
but they shamelessly just ripped off Lion King at the same time.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, at the beginning with where all the antelopes or whatever they are come
Yeah.
running. That, yeah, you are dead right. That was the Lion King. I remember Nicky going, "Haven't we seen that? What are you watching, Lion King?" I went, "No, it's the Bad Batch." And they even had the bit where they sort of lifted her up out of the. Oh, yeah, 100%. They ripped off the Lion King. Yeah, absolutely. Good call on that. Good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it was a nod to John Favreau.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, could be a nod to him. Yeah. And do you know those wires? You know the wires they use? How strong are they? And it's like they're really small. You know what I mean? It's like, and they grip them. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't. I don't know. I don't know. But Reku gets trampled, but surprisingly, he still survives. Yeah.
He's always
Yeah.
going to survive. That's just how it is.
It is. This is bloody. This is how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Wrecker is great. He he's the hero that you know. So I still got a bit of cough. He's like Hawk, really, but
Mm,
you know, he's the strong one. But
yeah.
then,
Yeah.
like, people make out that he's stupid, and I swear he even says in the episode, "See, I'm not that stupid" or something.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Gets
Um,
gets picked on a little bit, doesn't he, on this one by Hunter?
yeah, but at the end of the day, he is a valuable part of the team,
Yes.
and I think he's one of the funniest ones in the team, personally.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. He is. I like Wrecker. I like Wrecker. Shall we move on to the next episode of that? Because we'll leave our crew. They do, of course, escape the mines, and they head for it looks like an abandoned spaceport, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And there was a speeder bike there that's like completely rusty and wrecked, but they get it working. It surprised me that they get it working. But is that in the next one? Is that in
No,
episode
that's this
2?
one. You can really look at them together as like it was a
Yeah, you can.
two-parter.
Let's the second part to me felt like a retelling of Oliver. You know, kind of retelling of Oliver. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? I have a joke with Holly always that whenever we go to put on the Bad Batch, I normally say something on the lines of, I wonder what it's going to be this time. Child slavery, murder, politics, you know, because all them things in a kid's show, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. It's child slavery.
It's child slavery this time.
just like Oliver was. So episode 10, Retrieval. So the marauder is taken by a thief, a young boy named Benno Barrow. Benno Barrow, to his owner, Moko, who prepares to strip the ship for parts to sell. Omega devises a way to track the marauder, and the Bad Batch infiltrate Moko's mining base and coerce Benny into guiding them in. Benny, hoping to gain Meko's favor, betrays the Bad Batch. But just before being captured, Omega discovers that Marco has been exploiting his workers for his own profit. Sounds relevant, that is, for his own gains. Benno turns his comrades against Marco, who falls to his death. The Bad Batch restore the ship and leave the planet. Gone. Yeah. Now this one, Oliver, all over it. This so Marco, you could say, was Fagin Hey kids, what you got for me? Bring it here. So he always had the good food. He had a weird arm as well, and he was like, I'm scoffing like anything, wasn't it? And all the kids was basically skinny. I was expecting to hear the theme from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, that you know, as they're all mining away. And if they can get anything good, and it's like you know, that planet is barren, yeah, and that kid brings him a starship, and he goes, "Oh, I'll give you a crunchy bar. How's that?" You know what I mean? I'm like, what? You know, he didn't make number one. What would he have to do to make number one? Give him a bloody starship. And he
Well,
still
you know,
didn't. He goes, "Oh no,
starships are not that interesting. You
see
know,
that guy over there? That guy over there? Yeah, he's number one. Why, sir? Well, you know how we've run out of toilet paper. That's why he's number one. Oh, I thought he'd be number two, sir. But it's it's weird. It's you know what I mean. What do you think? God, what do you reckon to this episode?
um, yeah, I think that obviously the trope was child slavery. I obviously
Mm.
didn't think Oliver like you did. But I think with all these it's interesting because it's trying to show is like the Bad Batch is a family without
Mm.
explicitly saying it is. You know, they
Yeah,
all
yeah.
need each other and they all love each other and they all care for each other like regular clones. You know, some clones had connections obviously,
Mm.
but not like the group. And especially, you know, Omega talking about you know, that the Marauder is their home, you know,
Mm.
and Tech saying like we could just it was in the first episode, but Tech just saying like we could get a different ship. It's not really a problem. It's
Mm.
annoying, but the Marauder is their home. You know, that's their ship.
Where do they all sleep?
There's
Where do they all
bunks.
sleep?
I swear there's bunks out in there
Is there?
somewhere.
It's not as big as. Is it as big as the Razor Quest? I don't know.
It doesn't need to be. It's a TV show.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, yeah.
And also remember the Razor Quest comes in two sizes: minifigure size and smaller.
Yeah, yeah. Good call. Good call. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was a good episode. It wasn't terrible.
Mm.
I thought that child slavery, child slavery is always a fun subject, but they're free. They're free to go. Obviously, they can do whatever they want. Just take
Yeah.
a ship out of nowhere to nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
And he was,
Uh,
and the kid was able to fly it and land it. Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed. You know what I mean? Because when he went down and landed on that door frame, I was thinking, isn't it amazing that they build these hatches that can just fit those kind of ships with the big fins? You know what I mean?
you would you would hopefully think that they have like auto landing. You just know,
Yeah.
you know, like press a button and stuff. But I don't know how Star Wars works. It's just some pressy buttony thingies in green and red
Pressy buttony thing
and
is.
blue.
Yeah. let's just land the ship. Clip. There we go. I was just looking at something. I was just looking to see if there's a clip of it. No, there isn't. Oh yeah, there is. We've got one clip, and it's of them infiltrating the Ipsium mine. But that's not much. It's not much.
Probably not worth showing. You don't know what will happen.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So and in it good that they managed to get the ship put together. So good. Oh, the hyperdrive needs fixing. Oh, we can do that. I was quite amazed that they managed to get everything back because oh, nothing was sold. Well, because no one's been off planet because they haven't got a ship. The only ship they've got is that one you've just brought him.
Yeah, and like I do think I like a lot of the time I think like what? How do people actually live on Star Wars? You know, like some people, yeah, sure, but like they're basically thieves. Well, against the law. How are they refueling their ship? Where are they getting the
Mm,
fuel from? We know it's
yeah,
coaxium, obviously, and stuff like that, but yeah, wow. And also, like you're saying about the hyperdrive, it just feels like it's like, oh yeah, just unscrew them 4 screws and then just pull it out. Done.
yeah.
That's it. There's the
That's it.
hyperdrive.
It just pops out, doesn't it? And they just stick it back in. Did you did you notice how when they're showing that hologram? Did you notice how it's designed? Let me just see if I can just whip it back. Right. Not there. Right. There. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the middle one. 1, 2,
Mhm.
3, 4, 5. What's that look like? Mm.
I don't
If I
know.
put my fist up, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When I
Yeah.
first looked
Yeah.
at it, I was like, what? But yeah, I thought,
Funny.
is he giving that place the bird? Yeah, come on.
Subtle. Subtle.
Yeah, and that bit where they're going in to the tunnel, you know, when
Mhm.
they go down that down the actual uh um uh funnel, yeah,
Mhm.
it's like, what the hell? It's like a massive furnace blast, and they managed to get down to the side. And what did they say? Oh, it's every 1 second or something like that, every 1 minute. Only every 60 seconds or something. Um, I was just like, oh, I think I've just right. Yeah, I've just said let me just remove that. Oh, are you back?
Yeah. Sorry, I refreshed my tab by accident.
All right, okay. I just thought something had popped on. I was like, oh no, just had a
No,
copyright
don't
strike.
worry. It was just me.
Yeah. Yeah. They got like 60 seconds to get down that
Uh,
tube.
steam
What?
shaft.
Steam shaft, yes. And there's a droid walking at the bottom. And they managed to get it and chuck him over. And I was like, why did that droid just check? Oh, I've only got 60 seconds. I'll just give it a good check. Yeah, it's good. And off. Strange. But it's a good episode. It is, these 2 episodes were filler. But unless it's for a larger story that we don't know, because are they going to pay off that previous episode where that with the race one, when they said about Sid will betray him? You know what I mean? He goes, "Oh, be
Yeah.
careful." I'm waiting for the payoff for that. You know what I mean? Will it be this
Mm.
season? How many episodes is there in this season? Let's have a look. The Bad Batch. So we've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got another 6 episodes to go after these 2. That's including Metamorphosis, which has just been played. So hopefully, you know what I mean? Because what the names of the other episodes, The Outpost, Pabu, Tipping Point, that could be at the Summit, and Plan 99. So maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Plan 99. What does that mean?
That you get a flake with your ice cream. If you're in the
Maybe
UK,
so.
you get a flake.
Maybe so.
Can I have a 99, please? Yeah, I'll have another 99. Yeah. So yeah. What do we reckon? Out of 10, Chris, what do you reckon those 2 episodes? As because they are a 2-parter, really, aren't they?
I think they're not the worst. Like, there's been
Mm.
worse episodes.
Mm.
And I really think the moment between Tech and Amiga was special. So I'd rate probably like a 6 out of 10. You know,
Yeah, I would.
Lion King and Oliver in Star Wars.
Yeah, I would give it maybe a 7, and maybe a 7. For the simple fact is, I did like that interaction between Amiga and Tech. I did like that, and it's nice to know that the Lion King plays in all corners of the galaxy. Yeah.
For sure.
Uh,
For sure.
Funny enough, just saying about Oliver, do you know I was there's a famous scene in Oliver called where Oliver goes up and goes, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" Literally, that lad does that in the canteen bit. because they've got scraps. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Maybe. Yeah. So yeah, I'd give that a good 7. Right. So yeah. Next week's what we'll be covering is Metamorphosis. And I've already said to you, Chris, didn't I, that it's great. I love this episode, the next one, because it paid off something from the Clone Wars. So I'll be looking forward to diving into that. But when we get back, well, there'll be 2 episodes. There'll be Metamorphosis and the next one.
Yep. And
So,
we'll get up to date with them.
Yeah. We're all busy. So we head over now to Mando talk, shall we?
Of course.
Right.
Danger.
So now, so let's head over to Mando talk. So the Mandalorian is back after 2 years. He's back, and he's in. And funny enough, they're going up. They're carrying on with the chapters. So it's chapter 17, the Apostate. The Apostate.
17. That is
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, chapter 17. So there's been 17 episodes before this. Only 17 episodes. There's been no more episodes covering the story of Din Jarin. Din Djarin, yeah. Now, it starts off. Do you know what got me about this? You've got the armorer, and she's forging a helmet, a small helmet for a youngling. I was thinking, how many times does she build that forge? How many? Can you just imagine it? Yeah, we've got a new place. Guess what, guys? I'm going to need a new forge. And I'm like, bloody hell, again? You keep losing them. You know what I mean? She don't pack them away, does she? And it's like they're always on the move. And this time she goes, "Where's the safest place we can put it? In a cave by the beach." Looks at the sun.
Yeah, I think I definitely want to talk about this. But first, let's talk about just before this. It's like, how excited were you about Mandalorian coming back?
I was very excited to the point that I forgot it started. Yeah, I forgot that it was on. Some right. The only way I suddenly realized it was on is I saw online the ups and downs of the Mandalorian, or the Mandalorian explained, the by heavy spoilers. And I was like, "Hey, what? Is it out? I thought it started when Star Wars Celebrations was starting." And then I think I spoke to you, and I went, "It's Mandalorians, I think, is on." You went, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "Damn!" So then we watched it, but for life, mate, I totally missed it for some reason. I didn't think it was pushed enough, and all the interviews that came out of it were after the episode had premiered. You know what I mean?
They were.
So,
A lot of them were, to be fair.
Yeah. So I was like, totally missed it. Whose fault was that? Disney Plus or us plebs not paying much attention?
Well, and there weren't really that much hype around it. I've been trying to stay away from a lot of the trailers and stuff because I feel like I'm getting old, but I just don't need to see them sometimes now. Like, I know I'm gonna go see it, so I don't need to watch the trailer, you know. Yeah, it just dropped on a Wednesday. That's the normal day and everything. But it just very much felt like there was no hype to this season. Like the first 2. And part of that is obviously we've been joking around before this, but I think the book of Boba Fett has given the Mandalorian a weird moment in season 3. Is that season 3 obviously starts with a recap of what's happened, and we have to remember that the Mandalorian is the mainstream Star Wars. It's not Endor, it's Mandalorian. You know, Mandalorian is more mainstream than the films at this point. To Disney, to modern day Disney, i.e., oh yeah, my mum watches Mandalorian, but she doesn't even watch anything else of Star Wars. Not my mum in general, I'm just saying, in general.
In general.
So I think for them to be like, oh, by the way, last time you watched this, a dude in a black coat a dude in a black cape came around, took Grogu somewhere, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, then all this stuff happened that was shown you in a preview, huh? And now we're up to date. It's like, have I just missed like season 2.5 of like
Mm.
Mandalorian, or like have I missed episodes out
Yeah.
of the last season? And it's that thing is because they put part of the story in the Book of Boba Fett, and that wasn't a bad thing because they obviously wanted. And I think this is like on reflection, is that they're like
Mm.
they painted themselves into a very hard position
Yeah.
in the
They did,
slate.
yeah.
For example, you know, when we look at how season 2 ends, it's Luke Skywalker saving the day.
Yeah.
Amazing, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I have a friend that literally says, like, I don't cry at anything, but when Luke Skywalker turned up on that ship and destroyed the Dark Troopers, I was crying. I couldn't even tell why.
I did.
Exactly.
I did.
Exactly. Right.
Loved it.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But
Loved it.
then they don't carry it on because they could like, oh, that's episode 7. Oh, now he's gonna go and build a new ship, and then he's gonna go back and see Grogu a little bit, and then we're at where we are now without putting it in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And then you'd think, oh, and then in Book of Boba Fett, you'd see that Den would turn up in his new ship. Grogu obviously wouldn't be with him. But so it's that thing of like they've kind of positioned themselves in a weird spot where it would have been better to put season 3, in my opinion, it would have been better for them to have just put season 3 out as 2 episodes and go on to season 4.
Yeah. Now I heard, Chris, that that the episodes you saw in the Book of Boba were actually from season 3 of The Mandalorian. And because what was going on with the Book of Boba, they thought, oh God, it's not what it's because it was just not working with the fans. There was a lot of problems with it. So they whacked in The Mandalorian. And if you rewatch, if you watch the beginning of The Mandalorian season 3, it says previously on The Mandalorian, and it shows you the scenes from the Book of Boba. Yeah, I mean, and I was thinking, well, yeah, and it's like we started off the show, that's that famous scene with Poe Dameron who explains Emperor Palpatine coming back in one simple line. Somehow the Emperor came back. Job done. Let's break for lunch. And that's exactly what they did. I've seen the meme already saying somehow Grogu came back. And I mean, it was supposed to go with it. And it also now I've already spoken to a couple of people about this who didn't watch Book of Boba, and believe me, didn't watch any of the Clone Wars. And this was another incident, like the film Solo, when Darth Maul turned up at the end, right? An awful lot of people said to me, Jamie, is this a prequel to the Clone Wars or to prequel to Episode 1, or what? I thought Darth Maul got killed. Isn't he dead? And I went, well, no, he's not dead. He sort of came back in the Clone Wars. Well, when did that happen? Well, about 10 years ago. Oh, right.
Long story.
Yeah,
And a kids' TV show.
Kids'
Don't
TV
worry, they do tackle child slavery and politics.
Yeah. But people don't know, and that's the problem. People don't watch it. Me and you watch it because we enjoyed it, but for the mainstream people, they don't know. They don't know it. They don't watch that kind of thing. They only watch what's on the cinema. That's it. That's all they did, and that's why that bit fell on the floor or fell on its face 100%. And this kind of has as well, because some people didn't watch Book of Boba. They didn't. They watched those first couple and be like, "Oh, another flashback in a bloody Bacta tank. Oh God." You know what I mean? And that speeder bike chase. They just turned off. Just turned off. I was on the verge of turning off, and I've been praying for a Book of Boba TV series.
It's not a Book of Boba TV show. It's Boba Fett, the coolest bounty hunter of all time growing up.
Yeah, but you've already got it in The Mandalorian. That's the problem. They, like you say, they painted themselves into a corner because they made The Mandalorian the coolest Mandalorian ever, better than Boba. You know, and to be fair, Boba's a pensioner now, and I mean, it happens. But
I
you've
think
already
it's
got it.
very hard. It's very hard because obviously, you know, and it brings me back around to you know, Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan
and then
Kenobi,
Ahsoka.
yeah.
And I'm excited for Ahsoka,
Mm.
but we're also excited for Obi-Wan. Come on. Like, it's
Yeah.
Obi-Wan. Oh my god, it's Obi-Wan, and Hayden Christensen is going to be back as Darth Vader. Wow, this is going to be cool.
Yeah, but
And
no
I'm just like
de-aging.
sitting there, just like, oh, that was that was something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's that thing of like, it's that thing of like, when you growing up, if I said to you, obviously I don't exist because I'm your child, but a 15-year-old you, hey, do you want to see a TV show on that assassin? You'd be like, yeah, sign
Yes.
me up. I'll take that
Yeah.
today. You
100%.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
got it, and it's like
What?
some
What?
bits of it. No. It's not even what. It's like some bits you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then
Mm.
other bits are like,
Mm.
okay, I get they put, modded speeder bikes in this, but it's very different to other parts of Star Wars.
It is very different. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I was waiting for somebody to re-edit it. So you've got all the flashbacks first, and then it just goes into the story. But to be fair, I hate to say this, Chris, right? I know no one else is listening, but I actually, do you know, before watching season 3, about a month
Mm.
ago, I watched episode 5 and 6 of the Book of Boba. Why? Because they were the Mandalorian episodes, and I like that episode. You know, where they build the N19 starfighter. I loved it. I really did it. I thought it was the best thing, especially when Fennec Shan jumps down at the end of it, goes, Book of the Boba Fett needs a favor. And he goes, I've just got one more episode to do, and then I'm all yours.
Mm.
And he flies off.
And this is actually really brings us to a really exciting part, is that 2 days before the season premiere, Jon Favreau does an interview and he says, yeah, Mandalorian season 1 and 2 happened over a few years. And Grogu's been training with Luke for 2 years. I'm
What?
like, what? Yeah, you didn't see this interview where Jon
No.
Favreau said the Mandalorian and Grogu have been apart for 2 years?
What, as in like 2 years of real time between episode series 1 and series 2? No, sorry, season 2 and season 3.
No. So literally, Grogu was training with Luke for 2 years.
They did not. What? That is what? It didn't. No, that didn't come across like that. That was
So Favreau clarified the timeline by explaining that Grogu rescued and spent many years with the Mandalorian, went back with Luke, and now he spent 2 years apart from him training. So between episode 1 of the book of the Mandalorian and the end of season 2 was many years. And Luke, and then with him leaving, Grogu going with Luke to now is 2 years. So this is a really long journey. Mandalorian is on. It's like a 5-year journey at this point.
I'm just googling it. Timeline, Mandalorian timeline. Right, let's have a look.
I've just shared a link with you.
Oh right, okay.
It's been put on to multiple websites, but it's in there that Jon Favreau clarified for all of his fans. And I literally, and like I said, I read it and was like, you could have just said 2 years later if you really meant that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because this is the thing, is that, we watch Star Wars and especially things like episode 3. Episode 3, you can tell it all happens within a few days. The whole movie is in like a few days, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you look at The Mandalorian of season 1 and 2, and you're sitting there thinking, this has been a hell of a ride for 2 months of this guy's life, you know? He's done a lot in 2 months. But now you're saying it's 5 years. And what's worse, you're saying it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. He's had the Darksaber for 2 years.
Yeah. I've got it here. Right, here we go. Let me just make sure,
because you're not on Chrome.
Oh, right.
But
yeah. I'll just do that. There we go. Hold on. Paste. Right. So I'll remove that one, and I shall put in the Chrome one. Share screen. Chrome. How much time has passed? Windows. Chrome. Is it that one? Or is it that one? I think it's that one. Chrome tab. Oh, what's happened there?
There you go. Now you should be able to.
Yeah. Right. So let's just play this. Yeah.
I can't hear that. You didn't share the sound with the live stream. So you need to stop screen. You need to stop screen sharing, and then make sure you click that button in the bottom left that says share sound.
All right. Okay. Well, let's do that again then. So we'll stop screen. Right. So then I will. Oh, Chrome is really share screen. So how much time has passed? And share tab. Yeah. Let's see if you can play that again. Yeah.
Grogu was with Luke Skywalker.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Right. There we go.
Now we got to talk time period, because you really set the internet on fire today. Oh, I did? Yes, you did. How so? Because you said that Grogu was with Luke Skywalker for many years.
I don't know if I said many years. It's probably about the real time that we've experienced it. So it was the end of season 2 when they said goodbye. We checked in the Book of Boba Fett about a year ago when they parted company again, and then he rejoined the Mandalorian. So now I think somewhere in there, more than 1 and less than, somewhere between 1 and 2, 0 and 2 years.
Oh, so not that many years.
No, not that many.
So
did screen time? We know we only have 30 years to tell all our stories, and we have a lot more stories to tell.
So, right. So what do we reckon of that then?
I definitely think people probably said like, okay, yeah, 2 years is fine, like that's fine. But then you think, what has he been doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially when we go on to the episode and we start talking about the episode, you think, yeah, what happens at the end of season 2? Okay, he meets Luke Skywalker. Great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he defeats Moff Gideon. Okay, yeah, great. He gets the Darksaber. The pretty mythical, legendary Mandalorian item. Cool. He takes off his helmet. Very shameful. Very shameful. Also, he's met some other Mandalorians. They're all friends now. Not really.
Not really.
But then we come on to this episode and what happens in this episode. And when they say it took 2 years, some of the things in this episode really line up weird when you take that into perspective.
Yeah. I think he was speaking out of his arse, to tell the truth. I'd say it, but I think that's what he was doing. Because it don't make sense. It does not make sense at all.
It made sense if he was training for like 6 months. 6 months, I'd go, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then you think, okay, yeah, when you look at the scenes of Book of Boba Fett, Din went back to bounty hunting and stuff. But he had the Darksaber for 2 years, and nobody challenged him once for it.
Yeah. And he was flashing it around, wasn't it? And you think at some point he would have trained with it himself to work out. I don't know. Yeah, I would say 6. But did you notice how Jon Favreau said, yeah, it's between 0 and 2? So you're talking 0 then, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like pick a year between 0 and 1. You know what I mean?
He obviously doesn't want to say it of like, hey, all, obviously it's something, but this is the whole thing about Star Wars that, and I really do respect Star Wars Explained that does a yearly lore of all the Star Wars timeline, is that yes, everything doesn't line up perfectly. Things overlap always. Books overlap with other things. You know, what is lore gets very mucky when it's told from multiple perspectives. But it always normally goes down films, TV shows, books, magazine, down, you know, as the order. And I think, you know, very interesting comment for sure. So let's actually get on to this episode. And
just before you say that, when you think about it, if you look at the training between Luke and Grogu, you can't see it being long. But if you think about the time where we spend with the Mandalorian, where he goes bounty hunting, then he goes to find his ship, then he gets it built. That's not built in a day. No way. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Yeah, it was Pimp My Ride in 24 hours.
He's like, let's build a 24-hour build. Yeah. So yeah, I would say that took a week, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe to build that ship. The journey across the galaxy. Yeah, I would say 6 months. Period. 6 months straight away. But a couple of years? No. Unless we're talking about the distortion of time, you know, as in go forward, backwards, you know what I mean?
And I don't and that's the other thing about Empire Strikes Back. Is that how long is Luke training on Dagobah for?
2 hours.
2 hours? That's a lot of time in 2 hours.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but
and they're like, "Ooh,
they said that was like a
they
year."
Say the Force. They say the Force works in mysterious ways on different planets.
Well,
and you're like,
yeah, because when Luke goes training, he leaves Hoth, goes to train to Dagobah. Meantime, the fleet decide to have a fly around, don't they? Hold on. Okay. Oh yeah, they're on the run, aren't they? So from that time on the run, they go to Cloud City for a couple of days, and that's when Luke turns up. So a couple of days, he had a couple of days training. I'll finish your training is well. That was quick. You know what I mean?
And then you're just like, yeah, I've had enough of this world.
I'll tell you what. Kill your dad. You're a Jedi. Okay.
Oh, he's not your dad. I didn't say that.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I did say that. Yeah,
you'll find out. You could pretty much, you know. Oh yeah, I just had this really weird dream. I went into this cave. In another cave, you told me not to go in, and Darth Vader was there. Okay, yeah. I decapitate him. And then the mask explodes, and it's my face.
Strange mushrooms you had last night. I thought they were mine.
It's like, am I Darth Vader? No.
No. Lick told you will. Yeah. And
when will Grogu
can you imagine
talk?
the bit though? Can you imagine the bit where Yoda's saying to Luke, got any photos of your family? You know, what's going on? Well, check it out, Yoda. Look at this beautiful lady that I'm interested in. Check her out. Look at the body on her. Sister she is. Huh? Jedi mind trick. Forget you will. Yes.
We tend to forget that Yoda knows incredibly lot, and I still remember, and I bring this every single time I think about Yoda. Is I remember the very first episode of the Clone Wars. Yoda's sitting there saying, "I know every clone. Every clone is unique to me. I care about you all." Order 66 happens. Kashyyyk, D heads 2 of them out the window.
Yeah.
You know, that's just Yoda for us.
Kill Bob and Frank. I did. Oh well, they owed me $10.
Yeah. He's pretty epic like that.
Yeah. Let's get on to this episode, right, Chris? So yes, so the armor.
Where do we want to start?
Let's
We
go
want to
with the
start
beginning.
with the armorer's path.
The armorers.
Let's go with the clan. The clan. Oh, I think that's allowed to say that.
There's a lot of them.
They're a clan.
In 5 minutes' time, there won't be a lot of them, but there are a lot of them at the start of it.
This is actually a really interesting scene because you start watching it and you start thinking, "Oh, is this like Din getting baptized into the
I
cult?"
thought it was a flashback. Yes,
you know, because it doesn't really tell you, it doesn't really show you where, and also there's a lot of them. And when you watch that other TV show, you know, Book of Boba Fett, they're on a space station. Like, yeah, it's just two of us right now. Like, he's there, top Paz Vizsla, and me, the armorer. That's it.
That's it. The others didn't know the way. This is the way. What? Which way? We can't tell you. But it's the way. Yeah. So they're at this cave. Of course, she's got a brand new furnace that she's put in. She makes a new helmet, and she takes it out. And there's a youngling standing in the water, and they've got all like an honor guard, you know, with all the Mandalorians. I've got a nitpick here, Chris. I've got a right nitpick. I'm sorry about this, but this is a part of the sound design. When she gives that youngling who's got a lisp, and I was thinking, well, no, this is another nitpick. Whoever hired that kid obviously is a producer's son or a director's son. He says, "Don't worry, lad, I'll get you in Star Wars. Have you had any acting ability?" Nope, Dad, no. Don't worry, it'll all work out. And bless him, they stuck him in it. He's acting not very good, but he made him. But the bit that I got, I was thinking, no, that didn't work. Is when they placed the helmet on his head.
I know what you're gonna say. I know. Exactly
bearing in mind, he's got real long hair that's sticking out the bottom. He's got a proper mullet. You hear his helmet pressurized, like Darth Vader's, like all the other men. I was thinking, how did that pressurize? He's got long hair. His hair sticking out the back of it. I do
think this myself because I heard it. I was like, what is it pressurizing to?
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't
skin?
got like an underskin, like a thing. Yeah. They usually wear a thing that it pressurizes around because they can fly in space, but there's nothing. There's nothing there, and it pressurized.
It was just like, and I was just like,
was it pressurizing to his eyeballs or what?
Yeah, exactly. I heard that sound too, and I was like, okay. Like, I didn't think that was that. Maybe it just happens. The sound always happens when you put it on. Even though it pressurizes nothing, there's no way to turn it off.
Yeah. Let's just have a look, see if the pressurization is anywhere. No, I can't see it. No. Can't see it. No.
You got a dodgy one.
Yeah, props. Yeah, dodgy one. I found it on the moon.
Not made by the armorer.
No, that one wasn't. No, but let's get past that. Okay, and then as he puts the helmet on, Mr. Big Guy here, what's
Paz
his name?
Vizsla?
This guy here,
Paz Vizsla.
Yeah, that guy, the heavy infiltrate Mandalorian before he got repackaged. Paz Vizsla goes as he senses something approaching, and a giant alligator comes out and tries to snap the kid.
Yeah, you missed that they were baptizing the kid here.
Yeah, they were baptizing.
And I was like, oh, there's a lot of them here. There's a lot of them, to be fair. Like, you know, that's what made me think it was a flashback straight away because, like I said, the last time we saw them all, they weren't there. You know, they they had no one around them.
I reckon they deliberately filmed it to make you think it was a flashback. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then you see this, if the subtitles were correct on its name, was the dinosaur turtle. Was it Rex Turtle or something like that?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Rex Turtle. Yeah.
It would come out of the water. You know, what a safe place to do it. And pretty much they will go, we could kill this thing. Easy peasy. No,
it weren't easy, was it? They put explosives on it, did nothing. And they were shooting all those in the faces, and I kept going, Aim for the eyes. The eyes, for God's sake. The softest parts. Aim for the softest parts. No, it's bloody armor.
And then you start seeing random things happen, like, oh, the armorer decides, I've had enough of this, boys. I'm gonna go run at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna run in with my hammers. And she doesn't even hit it. She goes to get the boy. She gets the boy out. Meanwhile, a couple of Mandos become like food. Nom nom nom. And it's
and then the boy, I was like, is he gonna do something?
Yeah.
And then he gets saved as well.
Yeah, he gets saved as well. Yeah. So it's like, what's going on? And of course, a starfighter rushes in, blows a hole in it. Wow. You go, who's this? Who's this? Turning up in the starfire. It's the Mandalorian. And that's when everyone went, eh? Well,
This is actually really funny. This was actually really funny because Holly made me pause the episode. And it's like, why is he called the Mandalorian? They're all Mandalorians. I'm like, yeah, I know. But to everyone that's not a Mandalorian, when they see Din, he's the only Mandalorian they see.
Yeah,
you know,
but he's no
like
longer
saying,
the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's the Mandalorian to a lot of people,
Yeah.
Mando.
So
but they're all Mandos.
Surely the series should now be called the Apostate. The Apostle or Apostle, what's it?
Yeah. Well,
the Apostate.
Apostate. It's like, and I explained to her, I was like, yeah, even though my name is Chris, if I got put on an alien planet, they would probably be like, oh yeah, Hugh, you know, hey, that's Hugh, you know, he's the human.
He's human, Hugh. He's
Yeah.
the human.
Exactly.
You know, I've got a real name, mate. Yeah. Are you the only human? No,
Exactly.
there's a lot of us. Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't make it easy though, because you know, there are still Mandalorians around.
Yeah, just not that many. Yeah. So anyway, so the ship lands. The Mando Din, he saved the day. This also got me as well because technically he's no longer a Mandalorian yet. He lands and everyone's like, "Hi, right, mate." Yeah, and he walks in, and the armorer talks to him. You are not a. And she literally says the same words to him that she said in the preview. You know, last time on the Mandalorian, you are not a Mandalorian no more. You're a apostate. Yeah, blah blah blah. He goes to her and goes, "Hi, you're not a Mandalorian. You're a apostate." It's like, yeah, we know. You've just said it 5 minutes ago. What are you telling me again for? And he goes, "But I bring you something." Oh, sit down. Let's have a chat.
I forgot what he brings her.
It brings her a bit of kryptonite. A bit of kryptonite.
A bit of Basco.
Well, yeah, it's melted. It's
that was it.
Sand,
that was it. That was it. And this is what I said earlier about it being really confusing. I was like, oh yeah, Jon Favreau just said it was 2 years. So she basically said, about, you know, maybe a year ago, you're banned. Leave. Don't find us again until you go bathed in these water holes somewhere. Yeah. And basically, he's like, oh, maybe this is proof that, you know, I can go do my task. I'm going to go back and check with her that, you know, this planet still exists, right? You know, I've never been there because, you know, I'm not actually a Mandalorian. Because that's the other thing. The Mandalorians are a race of humans and Din isn't a Mandalorian race. He's a Mandalorian adopted, you know?
And also, he didn't go, do you know where it is? There's an awful lot of you here, you know?
Yeah.
You want to know where it is?
And this scene, it basically said to me, quite funnily, was like, Din kills the monster, and then it's pretty much, I didn't ask you to kill that monster. We were fine without you. Leave again. We've had enough of you. Go.
Yeah. And then the next time they meet up, there's only one with them because they all died. Yeah.
It's like, and also, none of them care about Din carrying the darksaber. No.
None of them did. They were like, "Hey, is that the guy? Is that the?" And Vince probably gone, "I tried taking it off him, mate. It's a no go." Don't even go there.
You know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we definitely get onto this as
right.
Into...
This the other bit as well. Nobody stands there and goes, "If I get proof, can I rejoin?" She says, "This is the way," and he goes, is TikTok or YouTube okay? You know what I mean? Instagram? You know what I mean? How's it work?
So,
How do I get proof? Do I take a selfie of me in the bath? Just sit
Oh,
there with me with the
well-
helmet on.
that's
Chilling
why
in
he's
the
got to
water.
take. That's why he's got to take the droid.
I thought he'd take that frog woman. You know, me and the frog in the
No,
bath.
that's why he's got to take. That's why he's got to take the droid.
yeah, to turn the taps on. Can you imagine? He gets into the bowels of Mandalorian. He's looking. He goes, "Where should I bathe?" And somebody goes, "In the bath. There's a bath, a real bath there. Look, just turn on the tap. Job done."
Well, yeah. This is quite funny because
Airbnb on Mandalorian.
So yeah, this is quite an interesting. So obviously, we can juggle the episode around a little bit
Yeah.
to what happens, and I'm just remembering what the place is called. I forgot what the actual place.
Navarro.
It's the mine. No, the mines of
Mandalore.
uh,
Mandalore. Can I
believe
go
it
to
is.
Mandalore? The mines of Mandalore. Yeah, where it's
There's a
bathe
specific
in the
wording
living
for them.
waters.
What was the? Hmm?
He's got so he expresses his belief that he can go to Mandalore and bathe in the living waters.
That's it, the living waters.
Mm.
And I'm thinking, okay, yeah. And he's like, look, I've got proof. It exists. A Java's been there. Everything's fine. But you're telling me it's like poisoned and everything. He's like, fine. And I'm going to obviously skip forward to another scene now
Mhm.
that happens right at the end of the episode because they kind of line up. Is that he then also goes to Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
And this was also a bit of like a really interesting scene because this is about moving the quest forward. About
Yes, moving it forward.
he's an apostle now. He wants to rejoin the cult because the cult is what he's used to, and so he goes to Bo-Katan. And considering it's been like maybe 2 years to what Jon
2 years.
Favreau says,
Yeah.
Bo-Katan's just sitting there, just like got nothing to do anymore.
Yeah.
My quest is done. I just
Yeah.
sit here now. I do own this palace still because my family was pretty well off.
Yeah.
But no one's there.
But I'm totally on my own. I'm just chilling. Yeah.
And she basically says to him quite simply, believe what you want to believe. Believe if you want to it's poisoned or not poisoned. Do I want to help you? Nah. I'm happy sitting here. Also, you're forgetting you've got that waggly black thing in your hand. Everyone should follow you if you just waggle it around. Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
And he's
Look,
like,
everyone.
no.
Me. I've got it. It's me. Yeah. Well,
And she
obviously,
basically says, oh yeah, as soon as I lost it, no one cared about me anymore. And then I made it my task to make sure I got it back for real. And then you took it, and no one cares about you. God, something is up with these people. They've just all gone to bounty hunting. And then you think, and then it brings me back to the very first point. Of why do they call him the Mando if all these other Mandalorians are bounty hunting as well?
Yeah. But it's like 2 years. Surely she would have gone no, because that general says she can only take it through battle. She's got to win it, and so Din's probably gone. Oh, okay, then let's fight. And she's like, no, I can't be asked. No, you're right, mate.
Not for me.
I'm not into it. I'm not into that kind of thing. I'm just gonna slobber around in my empty palace on the edge of a cliff because that's all they do. I was like, God, well, all these people just seem to be hanging out around near dams. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
and this is the thing of like, she's obviously gonna rejoin in later and be like, actually, I do kind of want to, help you out now because I'm not against you. But it's just very weird when you put into perspective the like, oh, maybe it was a little bit of time because this kind of makes out like this is the other thing. Like the TV show didn't cover this because obviously Din and Grogu have their heartfelt moment. Grogu disappears and the episode ends. But surely they'll be like, yeah, I'm leaving. Never talk to me again. Also, just if you ever do want to talk to me, here's where I live. This is my planet. It's my planet, by the way, in the Mandalorian system. And then this is the other thing. I'm like, is that Mandalore is in a sector of space of the Mandalorian sector of space. So how far by Din going all the way to Bo-Katan is he from actually Mandalore? 3 planets away?
Yeah.
You know?
So I've just read here. It says they are eventually led to the leader, Gorin Shah, no, who asks Jin to surrender. Oh no, we're good. Right. Eventually heads to Kelvar, a planet in the Mandalore system. Hold on. So he's actually in Kalevala, a planet in the Mandalorian system where Bo-Katan now resides. She explains to Jaren that she no longer plans to take Mandalore, as her allies have gave up on her, becoming mercenaries. And she tells him that the planet of Mandalore is in the system of Mandalore, where they are already. You know what I mean? Does he not got a ship's navigation? Does he not point it out to Grogu at one point? Oh, look, see this this tells you where you're going. See the planet systems? Yeah, it's just there. Oh, look. Yeah, there's one there. Look, see? Ah, no. But let's get back, right? So he gets he gets told again, basically, and then he goes to Navarro. So Navarro is doing way better. It looks a beautiful place to live now.
And this makes sense for 2 years.
For 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. You're right. It looks
this has been upgraded in 6 months.
It looks like celebrations down at Galaxy's Edge. In fact, your brother said, did they film at Galaxy's Edge for this bit? And I said, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. It looks fantastic. The whole town is prospering. It's fantastic. And there's a large statue of IG-11 standing in the middle of the square with his feet on some stormtroopers' helmets. Now, this was kind of weird because Griff Cargo comes out and he's got 2 little droids. Did you see them pulling his cloak? Yeah, and I was thinking, how weird is that? Especially when he goes to the school where there's those pirates. You know what I mean? He takes a step back to pull.
Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little, but yeah. So yeah, Grief Cargo.
Yeah. Griff Cargo.
Obviously, he's now the ruler of
High Magistrate.
High Magistrate.
I'm High Magistrate
of Navarro. And yeah, it's prospering. Oh, but by the way, they lost their sheriff. Yeah, as soon as they took him off Gideon, Cara Dune got upgraded somewhere. Don't know where though.
Yes,
secret.
Yeah.
Secret
And I like this for the simple fact is, they had a big problem with this because it was like, because she is a fan favorite. Everyone just look at the ratios of all the trailers when she got fired, and Disney really did sort of like shoot themselves in the foot with this. They were too quick off the mark with it, and but I'm glad that Jon Favreau hasn't decided to say, "Oh yeah, she was killed," or recast. What they're doing is they're saying that she got promoted by the Republic and shipped off somewhere to do some special forces. Now, what was that TV series called that was announced? Do you remember, Chris? There was a TV show.
High Republic? No.
Was it?
New Republic.
New Republic.
Something.
But I think that's what that was for. You know, that's what the series that she was going to be in. So she's done that. So that is now in a good way.
Rangers of the New Republic.
That's it. The Rangers of the New Republic. And that's what he says, that she's gone to the Rangers, right? So at least they're keeping the door open. And I think Favreau will bring her back, because can you imagine them doing a trailer and seeing her walk in? Everyone will just go through the roof. But I'm glad they've not recast her, but they've still kept her alive in the universe. But you know, there you go. But what got me was it didn't needed that droid, that IG-11. Now, did he not get blown to bits because the detonator was right here in his chest? What were the only bits that were letting? He says, "Oh, we found very little of him to put together." Well, you kind of found quite a lot of him, actually. One arm, his torso, and his head. Where, if I just look at the instant replay of the episode, yeah, he were blown to bits, gone, vaporized. But they managed to find him, right? And
Oh yeah,
and
he's made of exactly the same thing of what they make stormtroopers out of in Jedi Fallen Order.
yeah, or
Great
black,
material.
yes, or black boxes from airplanes. So they get him, and they need him repairing, don't they? So to me, it was one of the best bits in the episode. They take him to those what are they called? Azalian mechanics. Babu Freak, basically, from he was the fan favorite from the Rise of Skywalker. Everyone loved him, and they brought his species back into this, and it was great because it was like a little door. They were going, hey, little buddy, you know what I mean? And they were doing-
You're missing one crucial part before that. Sorry, two crucial parts is Grief Cargo. I want to talk about that point, but it's missing the
Okay.
context.
Go on.
Is that Grief Cargo is like, so Mando, what can I do for you? You know, I give you a plot of land
Give you
for
some real
you and
estate.
your child. You know, his name's Grogu. What?
Yes,
Grogu. Yeah, he's like, okay, but yeah, hang your head up, become my sheriff. You can have this plot of land. We're doing really well around here. Make you a lot of money.
Mm.
And he's like, nah, gotta go rejoin this cult. And I need something. Okay, yeah. What do you need? I need a robot. Yeah, we got loads. Not a robot, a droid. We got loads. Great. And he's like, no, one specific one. You're like, okay, that one that blew up. Huh? There's a statue now. And this is what makes it start again. Like, so they made a statue, great. But why don't they just make a statue out of iron? Why do they
Yeah.
have to use the remaining parts? I thought he blew up. And that was the other thing. Is that he's the type of droid assassin that should really blow up everything.
Yeah. Vaporize everything because he killed no one. When he blew up, he took out all those stormtroopers in one go. Funny enough, in that scene, he looks at him and goes, oh, it seems that you've still got that little critter. And he goes, yes, I completed my task and somehow he came back. He literally says it, doesn't he? And he goes, oh, okay. Yeah. Mm. But he keeps trying to flog him some real estate through that whole conversation. Oh, yes, but check it out. Blah, blah, you know, I need a sheriff. Make some money.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I'm not into that. And then what does he do? He becomes the sheriff for 5 minutes. Straight off the bar.
Well, in like no, before that is that they. Oh yeah, around that, yeah, he becomes the sheriff, and they're like, I want to go drink in this pub, and it's not a pub no more, guys. It's a school, you know. And they're like,
Yeah.
I don't care. We're pirates. We'll go drink in there, and yeah, obviously, cold blood murder happens pretty much straight away. And go tell them this is a school now. You know, we're a good place, and stay away. And it's like, okay, and I really did like that. You know, even though he has 2 droids following this cape around, he can still gunsling. My gun's still there.
And leave the bodies on the floor.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You know what I mean?
You want to go? Bam, bam. And literally, and then obviously the Mandalorian's just standing there. And this is the thing that I think sometimes people forget about Mandalorian. Is that he's wearing Beskar armor. Like it's not just normal armor. It'll bounce bullets.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So obviously, the pirates get away, and then he says, "Okay, let's get IG-11. Okay, you can have him." So they literally take the top off of the statue. Poor people in the community. Yeah, we moved here. There was a statue there yesterday, and today it's gone. God damn these thieves, these scrap thieves. You know. Yeah, so it's like, okay, yeah, to reactivate this blown up droid, I can do it in 10 minutes. Pass me a sword or an iron, and I just know where to do.
Hydra spanner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes Terminator. It literally does the Terminator. One arm, I must kill.
And the funniest part about that is Din literally American football chucks Grogu
Yeah. And then they chuck that other droid chucks a statue of Grief on his head. He goes, well, And he says, he literally goes,
Bad
well,
thinking.
that's using your head. I was thinking, oh man, he's into the puns now.
Yeah, literally.
Chill
I
out.
thought it was funny, to be fair.
Yeah,
But then it's just like, still need that one though. That's
Yeah.
the droid I need.
What would have been better if he smashed that head on that and goes, that's for Thor, Love of Thunder. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
then
because
yeah.
it's because Taika was
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Taika Waititi.
So then they're taken to the Babu Freak species people food, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then Grogu picks one up and he's going, "Hey, put me down!" Hey! It's for him. Oh,
yeah,
so
and
good.
it was quite funny because it's that thing of like when they're walking down, it's like, yeah, we're here. Camera points down to a small door, and then somehow Din climbs through it, and he's sitting there inside, and Grief is on the outside, just like talking in,
Repeating everything.
Yeah, and it was just like, surely if Din's got like this super advanced helmet, it's got like translator built in or something. If you really can't understand. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. I'm not allowed to take off this helmet. Well, I did, but then I'll be banned twice.
Yeah,
You know?
so technically, can't he just walk around with his helmet until he bathes?
Well, the rules are a bit undefined.
All right. But I like that scene. I absolutely.
It was a
you know,
very
it's
funny
a really
scene.
good scene. And the way they were just looking at each other because he says he can't fix this one or he needs this one. And Babu Frick goes, "Yeah, voodoo. Yeah, voodoo." You know, great. I loved it. Absolutely funny bit of the episode that. And then, well, he needs a bit for his head, doesn't he? He needs a special chip or something. Another quest item. We've got another quest item. So put it down on the quest bingo sheet. So then he leaves and he decides to fly off to see, fun enough, Bo-Katan. That's where he flies off to, doesn't it? Even though he needs to find this droid bit, he goes to Bo-Katan. And then he meets some of these pirates. These pirates
that they shot like
that they killed. Yeah. Decide, well, we want your ship, mate. You know what I mean? We want you. Yeah. Even though I'm like, what's he done to him really, apart from just being a bit of a sheriff in town? But what they sort of lead him onto that ship, don't they? In front of that ship, and then Din says, "Oh, we're in deep."
Wait. You are missing out that there was actually a pretty good space battle, for Star Wars. It was pretty good. And how Mando's got a new ship. It's not just any ship. It's this really fast, nimble fly that can disappear and come back.
Oh, to be fair, that was pretty
every
cool.
time it made like the Mandalorian sound. It was like, yeah, it was just like, who's paying these people? They're putting random pressuring sounds on helmets, but then as soon as the Din Starship turns up, ba-ding.
It was a bit like it's like it was like a scene like Jaws. It's like pirates are going around like boom, 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 like that. But of course, the Mandalorian is like, doo-dum. Well, a bit like the Netflix, ta-dum. But to be fair, that was great. Do you know what I would like to have listened to? And somebody's bound to re-edit it on YouTube, but the Asteroid theme by John Williams. Oh, it would have been great. Would have been ace on that bit of scene. But it was good. I have to say that I really did enjoy that. And Hoffman was open. Oh, they're going to do the seismic charges. Please have a seismic charge on. Because that would have been the cherry on top of the cake. But no, they didn't. They didn't.
No clue where Boba Fett gets them bombs from, though.
Yeah,
who knows?
Oh, here's another one for you. Knowing Grogu's in the in his dome, how does he get from the dome into the cockpit?
I said that to Holly, and she was like, "Well, he just climbs through, And I was like, "No, but the seat's against the wall."
Yeah,
and it was like. And obviously, things get confusing in Star Wars, because by most starships, you either see the droid go upwards from underneath or
Mhm.
downwards from above.
Yeah.
So it's kind of shallow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you also see Grogu go between the small cockpit to
Yeah.
in there. And obviously, Holly being a massive fan of Grogu was like, oh, he just wants a dad cuddle. Yeah, I get that. But then later, you see Grogu go down and then come out under the starfighter in his ball.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just looking
where's
for
all this coming
me
from?
resin. I've got like a little resin one that I printed. Now, bear in mind, when they built the N19 starfighter, there's an extra engine been put in underneath it that actually covers the port where the droid goes in, because she says she's removed it all, removed all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then because he just goes down, next thing you know, he's in his baby cot. I was thinking, where's that
Where's
from?
that just come from? He's like, is this ship got a boot?
Where? Where's what? It's beyond
And
me.
also, that baby cot's been updated.
Yeah, it's a brand spanking new one. And it's like, but it came down it and it was there. Now, if you watch, there's a trailer for the season where Mando actually does get a droid in the back and it goes up. And I was thinking, where's that droid gone up? Because you actually see the ship lift off and you can plainly see there's an engine underneath it. Could have happened. So he gets R5. He gets R5D4. Yes.
This is the thing that really annoys the Lego company when they're trying to build these specs. Like, they keep changing it. First, the droids go from above. Now they go from below. Now you can have a top. Now you can't have a top. How am I going to put this Grogu hatch in? Where am I going to put the buggy?
Well,
literally.
I thought
that was kind of a good thing about, his previous ship just had a massive boot.
Yeah.
Just lob anything in there.
Yeah, that's the thing, wasn't it? Somebody actually said, I did listen on another podcast. Somebody said, for these really long journeys in a little N1 starfighter, where would you go toilet? Perhaps there's like a little entrance you could go. That's probably where Grogu's coming up.
and that is the other thing about Star Wars that we tend to forget, because they make things really like really easy for you to see, is that just like Star Trek, hyperspace still takes time.
Yes.
It's not just instant. It still takes time. So I think it's one of these things of like, this is a very cool vehicle. The Razor Quest was cool because that was him in his as a bounty hunter. It had a carboniter and everything. It was a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
But now he's not. He's a dad and that. But he's still driving a Ferrari, basically.
He is, yeah.
Not a people carrier.
And you notice he was asleep driving it. It was fast asleep. Or was he? And the other thing as well, when those pirates were chasing him, right? You saw him just do this side look to see where they are. And I was thinking, there's no way you can see them right back there in his helmet. No way. There ain't no ring mirrors on it. Yeah, nothing in my wing mirrors. Know what I mean? Well, that's just nitpicking. But let's move on. There is a couple of bits I do want to call, but we'll do it once we've finished it, right? When they drag him to, they sort of like push him towards that big frigate ship, that big pirate ship. Din says, "Oh, they've got all these lasers pointing at us." You know what I mean? That as soon as we once we warp out of they've got us dead to rights.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, oh shit, they're in. They're in big trouble here. And then you look at the captain of it. What was that?
A new alien type.
It looked like he just dragged himself out of a swamp. It looked really cheap. I don't know why.
I thought it was pretty cool, to be fair. It was like a Blackbeard of alien
with seaweed, made of seaweed. Yeah, you know what I mean,
hey, look! If the Enterprise can have dolphins on, then this can have a swamp in.
What? The Enterprise got dolphins on?
Yeah,
whales.
No, they were dolphins. The Enterprise has dolphins on. How do you not know this?
The Enterprise hasn't got dolphins on it.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, hold on. Do you mean the Orville? I think the Orville says
no. The USS Enterprise had a dolphin thing. A dolphin room.
A dolphin room. Let's have a look at this. Right, Gorin Shard. I've never heard of that, by the way, Chris.
Look, I'm
Dolphin.
sorry. I know it's a detour. It says here in 2365, a turbolift door near a holodeck entrance on the USS Enterprise D was labeled Turpiops Crew Facilities. And then in the TV show Star Trek Below Deck, they actually show you that room, and it's got dolphins in Star Trek uniforms.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna send you a picture.
Okay,
It's the dolphins in.
check that out.
Oh my god.
Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs. And look at that one. Yeah, that's from Reddit. That's Gorin Shard. Does he look familiar? Kind of. That's a better one of him, not.
Yeah.
What? Pirate Shard really looks like out of costume. Yeah. It's weird. Just it looks weird. It's like seaweed. Or the like a fat version of the swamp creature, the swamp monster.
I think it's cool. It's really cool, to be fair. Like, we've pretty much seen most aliens at this point. They fall into like 6 species in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So having something new like that, I think is pretty cool. And obviously he's not done. He's gonna be coming back for something, you know.
Yeah.
But
definitely come in. It's definitely
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Dolphins in Starfleet. Makes sense.
I told you. How do you not know this?
I forgot.
You've watched Star Trek longer than I have.
And I have watched the Lower Decks, but I totally forgot about that. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that one. So they go to
they're locked on. We're locked on. That they've got their outgunned us.
He goes, I want your shit. Want your shit. And then he goes, let's get out of here. Just press the button. Gone. And like, oh, it's gone. Like,
and there's some things in Star Wars that you think, why more people have that? You know, like a tractor beam. Oh, we're trapped in a tractor beam. We can't leave it.
Yeah,
You'd think a pirate that wants their ship would have a tractor beam.
Yeah. No, gone. Disappeared. Yeah. So, but you know, and then of course he ends up at Bo-Katan's place. Now, this is where the episode just ended, and I was like, that ended really strange. And somebody that I was listening to on a podcast said they'd seen episode 2 already, as in like there were reviewers. You know what I mean? They got sent 2 episodes, and they actually thought the first and the second episode should have been shown together. If I remember rightly, didn't they not do that previously? Do two episodes?
Yeah, because the first episode introduced you to I forgot his name now.
Who?
Cad Bane shot him.
Oh yeah, Cad Bane, yeah. Oh,
no,
the
sheriff.
The sheriff, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And then episode 2 was showing that the Tusken Raiders and the village people can work together.
Village people, yeah. YMCA. Yeah. 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 But they
also,
reckon
yeah, the flashback did show him getting some arm surgery.
Yeah, it did. Another one gone, yeah. Another one. So yeah, and then the episode finished really abruptly. You know what I mean?
Cobb Vanth, that was it.
Cobb Vanth, yeah. Where Bo-Katan just says, "Oh yeah, the system is blah blah blah." Yeah, I mean, he goes, "Okay," turns around, walks off. End of episode.
I think like we were saying, you know, she says, "Hey, you know, you can go there if you want. I'm not going to stop you. Will you come with me? Nah. Is it poisonous? Don't believe everything you hear. You're the one in the clan, you know, not me. I never was part of that clan, you know. I never, you know, did bad things, you know. So there's a lot of like confusing things. And the last thing I would like to say about this is that 2 years is a very long time if it was that. And some of these things make a lot of sense, like, Navarro. But some
Mm.
things just make weird sense, like the armor and Bo-Katan. What? Like Bo-Katan's not saw Din for 2 years?
It's bizarre. It's bizarre,
Considering
isn't it?
that she's pretty interested in the Darksaber.
Mm.
And then she's just been sitting there for 2 years in her armor.
But she was after. If you remember rightly, when he met up with her, she had been searching for that
Yeah, and
Darksaber.
she went on that mission not to rescue whatever Grogu. Was it Grogu? Yeah, not to rescue Grogu, but to capture
Yeah.
Moff Gideon, because she
Yeah.
said, "I want to capture Moff Gideon."
Well, they nicked that starship as well, didn't they? No, that Imperial starship, just to get information of where he was, so she could get her hands on the Darksaber. Yet when she knows that Din's got it, it's like, oh, well, they'd come to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is a Mandalorian, even
Mm.
though quite shit with it.
Yeah, he's really shit. Yeah. Was she any good with
He's
it?
really bad with it. Really.
Yeah.
Well, she's seen a lot of people use it before.
Yeah, that's true,
Darth Maul, Paz Vizsla, not Paz Vizsla, Tar Vizsla.
Yeah.
The Death Watch.
Mm,
But-
yeah.
So, and also they're pretty much changing the rules of the Darksaber as well, because remember in Book of Boba Fett, you need to. Oh, I forgot what they said, but it was like, the Darksaber is really heavy. What?
Yeah. If you work against it, if you work
against it, it gets heavy or something.
yeah, it gets heavier, doesn't it? Yeah, you've got to work with it.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, lightsabers are not that heavy. I have one. They are heavy, but not that
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, do you know when she said that, I was thinking, what? What's it made out of? You know what I mean? Is it made by some kind of gravitational pull? It gets heavier if you work against it. Is it like a living? Do you know there was something else that was like that? I know what it was. Do you remember the film The Shadow? I've got the knife. I've got the dagger. The dagger, right, goes round and gets into Alec Baldwin's hands, and he's fighting against it. And the moment you fight against it, it's trying to push forward, so it will eventually stab you as you're trying to push against it. You know what I mean? And
Just
the
like the
monk,
plot of Thor: Love and Thunder.
I've never seen it. I didn't see it. Right, but but if you let go of it, right, it will just you become the master of it. You know what I mean? Because it's not pushing, it's not pulling, that kind of thing. And I was thinking that's where they got the idea from. They thought, oh, that's bloody cool. We'll use that. No, it's just a lightsaber. That's all it is. It's just a lightsaber with a black blade. You know what I mean? Of nothing, of course, because it's a different kind of weapon, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It is a very interesting one for sure.
Yeah.
And what's next? Well, he still wants IG-11, so he needs to go find a motherboard. Don't know why I went to Bo-Katan for that motherboard. Not really, babes. I would have gone to Tatooine.
Yeah.
Them Jawas tend to have quite a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Especially what Pello said.
Yeah. I need. Yeah, they'd just go down to the cantina, wouldn't they? Just nick one of the coffee percolators. Hey, we got one.
Yeah, literally. And yeah, so very interesting. Obviously, it's great to see Grogu back with Din, and Grogu, now stronger in the Force. Obviously, after 2 years, he's learned how to spin a chair
and grab
very
some
nice.
nuts.
Grab some nuts, exactly.
Yeah,
and that's about it right now. But
yeah,
he doesn't
that
get
is.
tired.
Yeah, it doesn't get tired. There was one thing that I've just remembered. Since we're at the end, when they were in Lightspeed, Grogu notices some of those whales in the slipstream. And I went, oh, that's a callback. Rebels callback.
What, the Purgils?
Yes. Now, if I remember rightly, isn't it they captured Ezra and Thrawn and took the ship into hyperspace?
Well, no, but yes. But so the Purgil have a big long history in Star Wars that it kind of weren't a thing until Rebels, and Rebels came out, and everyone got a bit excited. But basically, the story is now that this human species in Star Wars, because they are humans, they literally say they're humans. I forget about that sometimes. Is that they learn how to travel through space through the Purrgil by studying the Purrgil. And the Purrgil eat gas and basically spit and basically poo out as
hyperspace.
Very fast hyperspace. And yeah, so obviously an Ezra whose Jedi powers is connecting with animals, and the Force, so the Force of beings around them like animals, connects with the Purrgil and takes them somewhere, obviously. But obviously there's many Purrgils out there, not just the one Ezra knows. And I think it's very exciting to see them. It's very, very exciting. And I just don't want to get my hopes up. I know this sounds really bad, but like I know by the end of season 3 of Mandalorian, we'll have seen a live action version of Sabine Wren.
Yes.
Come on, you're putting all these Mandalorians in it. Sabine Wren is going to be there sooner or later.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
You've already got Ahsoka somewhere. You know, so yeah, it's going to happen. But like, if you're going to tease us like that, go all the way sooner or later.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I want to see a trailer at Star Wars Celebrations now. You know,
oh, there will be. There will be. Oh, do you know what? I'm surprised that Din himself isn't announced at Star Wars Celebrations as well as Jon Favreau. I reckon that'll be next. Right then, Chris, should we wrap it up with that? So I think we've done a massive deep delve into that episode.
Yeah,
in fact, longer than the actual episode itself.
So, a very final thoughts. What wowed you about the episode? What didn't? You know,
my favorite bit, the Mando, Grogu, and Babu Freak, 100%. Call back to the Terminator again. Swamp Thing. They were sticking as many franchises as they can into it. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Exactly.
Went, it's filler. It just ended abruptly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My favorite part, my personal favorite part, was definitely the Starfighter battle. I think that was pretty mint. Followed by Grogu spinning himself on a chair. And I don't want it to be a side thing as well, because I know we want to wrap up. When did the Force have sound?
Yeah, they did that to emphasize. They do. Yeah, it has got. It's like the force of like the vibration of air between. Yeah, they deliberately did that. Yeah, my other part of the show, of course, was the sound effects. Of course, the show couldn't have been anything better with some random sound effects just stuck in. Yeah, it's good.
To be fair, I did just Google, does the Force make noise? And the top comment on Reddit, what a great place, literally said, it's a sound effect for the audience. It doesn't actually make a noise. That's like assuming that music is played to the people in the original trilogy when Luke is using the Force. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's quite a good one, that is, actually. Yeah. Right then, that, Chris, brings us to the end of the show.
For sure.
Right.
It's only 3 days until the next episode.
Yeah. Well, we've just done a right deep dive into it. We're 2 hours and 20 minutes into it. So thanks for sticking around. For all you people who are going to be watching this episode after the fact, after we've recorded it, thank you for joining us this far. I hope you've had as much fun as we've had. I've actually right enjoyed this one. So anyway, if you want to show your love for the show and look ultra cool, why don't you head over to TeePublic and get your official Radio Free Endor t-shirt? Remember, they're available and you could get them just in time for Star Wars Celebrations. You can also get hoodies, masks, and also stickers, mugs, key rings, mouse mats. They're all available right now. Also, iTunes is still the best place to download the show. And while you're there, take some time out and give us a 5-star review. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, then please smack that like button and hit subscribe to get notifications of our next show. And you can reach out to us on social media. So search for us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. YouTube, we are at Radio Free Endor. And our email address, if you want to talk about any of the things that we've been talking about over the course of these 2 hours, then feel free to drop me an email at radiofreeendor@gmail.com. Now, me, you can find me on Twitter at Jamie_R_Burns. And you can find Christopher on Twitter at...
And Chris.
Chris, is that it? You changed
Burned
it now.
Chris. No, it's just Burned.
Oh, it is Burned Chris. Yeah, of course. Yeah, at Burned Chris. Yeah, that's it. Anything else, Chris, you want to add before we wrap up?
What's more popular? This Is the Way, or May the Force be with you?
At this present moment, this is the... Hold on, how many words is that? Because I want to see if I can afford it to put on.
5
this
words.
Is the way. May the force be with you. Ooh, yeah, it's 20 quid cheaper. Yeah, well, we'll go with This Is the Way then.
This is the way, Jamie? Question mark?
I'm not paying for that. That's my name. You just put Jamie at the top.
Not on a
of it.
Funko Pop. No signing on Funko Pops, or it will be terrible if you go, oh my god, Din's here and Kate Sackhoff, and Boba Fett, and each one has a sign, not signing Mandalorian helmets. God damn it.
Yeah, we're like, what? Yeah, that is the thing. But you know what? This is the way. Right.
Bye-bye.
So it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you all real soon. So look out for the previous episode. Be on iTunes in a couple of days. As soon as I'm really literally near to the end of editing that, and then you'll get this one sometime at the weekend next week. And like always, we look forward to seeing you at Star Wars Celebrations when it's come round. Yeah. So have a good time. Have a good night. I'm Jamie. And of course, Chris, my son, wish you all the best.
Bye-bye.
See you later. And now I'm going to press the button for end broadcast. See you later.